For the SEN cast, I'm here at Futuretech with Dennis Domer. And Dennis, for the people who don't know you yet, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Dennis. I work for a small consultancy, Aviva Solutions, and that's my main job, where I help clients improve the entire software development lifecycle. So tools, architecture, infrastructure, stuff like that. And next to that, I'm pretty active in the open source community, as well as a speaker on conferences here and there to share my experiences. Maybe people know me from my open source project Futuretech, which I worked on the last 15 years. And I'm trying to fill up my free time with that.
Well, trying, probably it fills up your free time for you, right?
It does, yeah, because I'm actually have to balance between, I have 2 kids and a wife. I like to watch TV and stuff like that, play games. I'm also trying to write blog posts and share my experience on LinkedIn and Blue Sky and stuff. And several open source projects actually, not just Fluent Assertions. I've started building a set of templates to make it easy to build your own libraries. To take all the experience that I have, make it very easy to have something with a nice README and stuff like that. I try to help Matthias Novak on the new project. I have another project called Reflectify. I have some event sourcing frameworks.
Amazing.
I'm almost about to start some new projects, Package Guard, to make it easier for you to detect which NuGet packages and NPM packages you're using. Make sure you don't violate any licenses and stuff like that.
For supply chain purposes.
Supply chain, yeah, and of course it's open source, because most of these products are extremely expensive and don't support all the features. So I thought, okay, that could be a nice thing, because I have quite some clients are asking about that. And I'm actually about to create some kind of reference example for vertical slice architecture system using event sourcing, anti-framework, and a couple of other patterns. Basically, I'm trying to do what I can to share the experience I have helping my clients.
That's amazing. You share your experience all over the place. As a speaker, but on LinkedIn, you are very active on LinkedIn, and with always really in-depth posts with a quote, and then you tell what it's about. Yes, and I love that from you. But how do you find time to, because contributing to open source takes time, and one project costs a lot of time, but several projects, how do you manage this?
Honestly, I get that question a lot. I'm lucky, my kids are a bit older, so except I have a bit of a wrestling match with my son. Usually I have a computer in the living room, I have a laptop, and sometimes my wife is watching some, Netflix thing that I don't like Housewives, Real Housewives stuff. And then I'm sitting in the living room and I just do a bit of coding. The thing is, in general, I think I can context switch really quickly, which means I can spend 10 minutes on something, then switch to something else, do the laundry or something like that. For some reason, I managed to combine that. When I go to a conference, I'm usually sitting in the back doing a little bit of coding, because I have a pretty short attention span. It's one of my negative sides, I would say. I was hoping that it would improve when I turned 50, but it didn't improve. It's still the same. And I can always listen in to talks and then sit in the back, do a bit of coding. Sometimes it doesn't work, I had to fix it's a long answer, sorry. But
no, that's perfect.
I've been fixing a bug in Fluent Assertions for the last 3 weeks, which really require a lot of energy to try to get this mental model. I also write down a lot, so whenever my brain can't cope with the complexity, I start to write down, create little pictures in OneNote as a breadcrumb for myself, because I know I'm going to switch to something else in a couple of minutes. I can, basically reload my state almost. And put it back, and I don't know, that's how it's working now. Sometimes I just have and by the way, I'm also the treasurer of my kids' handball club, which means I spend 3 nights even per week at the handball club, where I do the administration, but I'm also sitting there for 1.5 hours, which is also a nice moment where I can usually spit out some blog posts and articles. So.
That's amazing, you work everywhere.
Yes. And I'm not a workaholic, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, but you have to, right? If you're doing so many projects, and well, in the last couple of months, you had some pushback from the community regarding Fluent Assertions.
Correct.
How do you manage that? Because you spend so much of your free time, your free hours, just contributing to these open source projects, and then you get so much misery thrown over you.
That was, I would say, a very dark period. It didn't last that long, but the week after the announcement, I was quite impressed by all the negative feedback. Maybe I was naive. I don't know. I've also discussed it with the new owners. Like, could we have done it differently?
Could you explain what happened with the sessions?
I basically partnered with a commercial and changed the license model, which is perfectly legal, so that you actually have to pay for version 8 if you're a commercial project. So if you're an open source project, you can just use it for free. And people were upset. They actually believed that I spent, I don't know, 15 years to get everybody addicted to the project and then pull the rug, which is completely, I mean, I have no clue how that project became successful. I honestly don't know. And people were pissed off that they suddenly had to pay for something. And you know, I'm still working with Exceed to see if they can change the price model. But in the end, that's not up to me. I'm not the owner anymore. I'm just an ambassador and trying to contribute as good as possible, and which I do together with my colleague, or not colleague, but companion Jonas. And I don't know, people were just upset, and kind of get that. On the other hand, I spent 15 years on this.
Yeah.
You know, tens and like thousands and thousands of hours. I mean, I still spend about, I would say, 5 to 10 hours a week on my open source projects and all the things that I do. And yeah, it happened. And yeah, people were not happy about it. YouTube videos were made about that. Maybe I underestimated the impact of that. I don't know. But in the end, yeah, it's an opportunity that you can't say no to.
Yeah. And they made changes already, right? It's not as was communicated back then.
True. Yeah, they also tried to learn from that. Again, I'm not involved. I'm just advising or something like that, and I try to contribute to that project as much as possible, also to V7, and I keep doing that. I'm actually doing it as we speak. And last night I tried to fix that bug finally to get away on us. Yeah, that's what it is.
And you still don't have diamond glasses and gold necklaces because of it.
No. And I mean, I'm a consultant. I work for Aviva Solutions. That's my main job. Everything else has always been done because I just like to share my experiences. And this project also started as something small, and it just became bigger and bigger. I don't have a clue how that happened.
Because how many million downloads was it? Is it?
Of course, it's not like I'm checking every day, but yes, I'm checking every day.
Yeah, you should.
It's 477 million now.
It's so mind-blowing.
I'm pretty sure that in a couple of months it's going to be 500 million. Yeah, people still enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know. I did something right. I don't know. And people can use it. I mean, as I said, the version 7 is completely, it's still on the original license. And we maintain that. We even backported some features because we felt like, okay, that's a good thing. And V8 is a dual license. Basically, anybody who doesn't have a commercial project can use it. So every open source project can still use it. And if not, then yeah, you need a license. But again, check out the Exceed website. They're probably going to learn and see how it evolves and everything. Yeah. Completely out of my hands. So people,
just so you know. Yeah, amazing. And what is now your pet project? Because you have so many, but there's always one, right? That you.
I was expecting to have more free time because Exceed is actually assigning people now to it, but they're still trying to learn the code base. That will probably take a while. But at least 2 projects. Well, the one that allows you to create a new solution with all the bells and whistles, like a build pipeline, editor config, all that stuff. That's done. I'm actually creating another one.
And that's only C#, probably .NET.
That's a C# project, yeah. Correct. I'm also creating one that allows you to build NuGet packages, which are source-only packages, which is really cool because then you create a NuGet package that when you use it, it adds a C# file to your project that's not visible, as if it's a binary dependency. But you don't have dependency, so it solves the whole dependency hell problem, which Reflectify is one of my Flexion libraries, is built like that. Package Guard is the next one that I'm going to work on to do all this license scanning and whitelisting packages, and this vertical slice thing, because I've done a lot of work with event sourcing, and I do master classes on how to prevent unnecessary coupling in your code base. And I want to create some kind of example reference project that shows people that how a vertical slice architecture, and if you need it, by the way, then you should blindly use that kind of stuff, what it could look like if you do it really puristically, like multiple domains, using event sourcing on one domain maybe with a bit of DDD, domain-driven design, another domain or slice that's much more simpler, maybe using event source, anti-framework, thinking of also having a deployment pipeline using Pulumi and Nuke on Azure and maybe also on AWS, because I've done both of them, as a reference. And usually that's also for myself, for my future self, right? Yeah. I go back and, oh yeah, that's how I was supposed to do that.
Yeah, but most people just have that project for themselves, but you just share it out there. I think that's amazing.
Why wouldn't I do that? I mean, it doesn't cost me extra time to make it visible. And again, it's open source, contributing to open source or creating open source. It's never about money, because nobody's going to make money unless you're really lucky. It is just about showcasing your own skills maybe, but also putting something out there. Also, yeah, as you just tell you can actually get a lot of negative feedback from it, but also positive feedback. Yeah. It's also a way to learn from other people. People may contribute to that, and you learn something new, like, oh, I didn't know we can do this in .NET, for example, or I didn't know this pattern, or a tool to create a nice website for your project. I've been using Markdown, and somebody told me about Docusaurus, which I didn't know about. Again, you learn something, and as a consultant, I use that again to bring to my clients. So it's almost like a continuous feedback loop. What I learn, what I practice with my clients, I bring to my projects. What I learn from my project, I bring back to my clients.
Yeah, but it's step of also giving back. That's amazing, I think.
Yeah, enjoy that.
So thank you, and thank you. There's so much to look forward to. What you're going to do next.
Yeah, thank you for
and
having me.
Enjoy the rest of Futuretech.
Thank you. Yeah.